From the PEN studios, this is the Imperfect Moms Club with your hosts, Lisa and Brittany.
On today's episode of the Imperfect Moms Club, we're talking all about the TV shows both you and your children love.
Screen time. You love it and you hate it, you know?
Yeah.
It's like
sometimes you need it
when
though.
you need
Sometimes it's...
Oh yeah. you totally need it, especially like you're trying to get work done from home. Like, I don't know what was going on with my kids. Every 2 minutes the other day, they were just pulling on me, like asking for something. And I'm like, I can't even like load the dishwasher because every 2 minutes I'm having to stop and tie your shoe or get you a snack or jump in because she took your toy. And I was just like mad all day. It was not a good day.
But then we have that glorious thing called the TV.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So, all right. So I guess let's get into, I found like a list of top 10 shows of all time rated by fans. And so I was just going to go down the list and then we can kind of talk about them. So the first one is SpongeBob, which I love SpongeBob. But the thing about SpongeBob is like, it was so good when I was a kid. And then, like, it just went downhill really fast. Like, I don't know what happened, but seasons 1 and 2 were great. And then, like, all the rest of them. So the SpongeBob that Lily would watch now is not good. So, like, I don't even want her to watch it. I'm like, this is stupid.
Yeah, because I grew up watching SpongeBob. And I even remember, like, drawing SpongeBob, like, on my notebook paper during class. Because I just thought he was a pretty simple character to draw.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I was like, oh, the girls are old enough now. Like, let's turn on SpongeBob. So we like downloaded the Nick Jr. or something app. And yeah, the first episode was like really, really intense. And there was like a lot of screaming. And I'm like, oh my word, this is not how I remember. I remember it just being very silly and like, oh my goodness, look at that Krabby Patty.
Yeah, like, oh my God. So I wanted to, I was always like, man, I want to eat a Krabby Patty. Like, I just want to eat one.
Yes.
Because like you think of what they would be actually, like if you made one and you're like, oh, but like on the show, they look so good.
They do. Yeah. Like
food in shows always look so good. Like in Winnie the Pooh, like the honey just looks like melted cheese. And so I was like, damn, I want some. But then like actual honey, I don't really like honey. And like, it looks kind of weird. I don't know. But yeah, but like in that show, I'm like, damn, I want some honey.
Or the cake in it's not Cinderella, it's the other one, Sleeping Beauty. Yeah. When the little fairies are making the cake and it's all lopsided. I've seen someone on YouTube make it. And they had to like build the structure inside of it so it wouldn't really topple over.
Yeah.
But oh man, that looked good.
All right. So number 2 on this list was Tom and Jerry.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
But then
love Tom and Jerry.
I also remember like there being a lot of conspiracy theories about Tom and Jerry and some of them being really dark. And like when I was a kid, I didn't see anything. Like I was like, haha, it's funny. He got hit on the head or the mouse got away again. But I guess there's like a lost episode where they both are like, they just sit on a train track and wait for the train to come. And it's like horrible.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I know, but I never saw that when I was a kid. Yeah. I don't know if it's like one of those fake ones where people make stuff up.
Yeah.
But I remember laughing hysterically over Tom and Jerry.
Yeah, Tom and Jerry was so, and then they had the game for like the PlayStation or the Nintendo 64. Sorry, they had the Tom and Jerry game. I mean, it's like Super Smash Brothers, but like Tom and I don't know. I really liked it. But yeah, I missed.
And then I feel like what went along with that was the one with the bird and the cat. What was that? Tweety
Bird. Yeah.
And Sylvester.
And
I feel like they were like similar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, I liked that show too. Yeah, like that's Looney Tunes, right? Yeah, that's number 3 on the list actually is Looney Tunes. Yeah, so I actually introduced Lily to Looney Tunes the other day because we have Paramount Plus now, and so they have not only do they have all of like the Nick stuff, but they have like the older stuff too. So, or no, it was HBO Max that had Looney Tunes. But anyway, yeah. So we watched that and it was like a blast from the past. Like I was like, oh man, Bugs Bunny and like all this, and it's like the older stuff. So like, it was still super good. And I don't know. Lily will watch the stuff that I watch, but then she gets bored. But then I'm sad because I want to keep watching it. So I'm like,
yes.
Oh, and then she's like, no, I want to watch, whatever she wants to watch. Number 4 was Scooby-Doo.
My brother was big into Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. There were some episodes my mom like wouldn't let us watch. She's like, oh, this one has zombies in it, or this one has witches in it. I'm like, Mom, it's a guy in a costume. Okay. Yeah. It's not really a zombie. Like it's fine. And it's a cartoon. So.
I like Scooby-Doo. It's so funny because I have more memories of me playing like the video games of these shows more than like the Tom and Jerry game. And then like Scooby-Doo had a game for the PS1 and I really liked it too. I don't know. Anyway. But yeah, I'm a huge nerd, I guess.
Scooby-Doo is like all the people who now are obsessed with true crime and listening to the true crime podcast. Like they started off with Scooby-Doo as a child.
Was like the gateway.
Yeah. Although I never appreciated how, is it Velma, the one with the glasses?
Yeah.
So, because I wear glasses. Every time she would lose her glasses, she was like blind and she would be like fumbling around and there'd be like a monster there. And she would like be like messing with like the monster's feet because she's looking for her glass. Like, that is not how it is. Like, no.
Yeah.
I would get so offended.
Yeah, I wore glasses for a really long time. So yeah, I feel that too.
It's like I can still kind of see.
Yeah, like I mean it's blurry, but like you're not like walking on walls and stuff. Speaking of walls, just like sidebar. So yesterday I was standing by the sink and Lily just like she was like, Mommy, and she just ran into the drawers. Like we have like drawers behind me. She was like, Mommy, and she just like face planted into these drawers and she started crying. I didn't even see it because I'm like looking at the sink and then I just hear her screaming and she's on the floor and Paul was like, she literally just ran into the drawers. Like she just full on just like smacked her face. I don't know why. Like I'm like, what? Do you need glasses?
Yes.
Oh my God. So the next one is Phineas and Ferb. So I never watched this one, but can I just say I love the name Phineas. Like that's one of the names that like if I ever have a son, like I might name him Phineas because like Finny, I think the Finny nickname is so cute. When I was in Boston in high school, my freshman year, we read A Separate Peace. I don't know if you ever read that book, but it's one of my favorites. But anyway, one of the characters, his name was Finny. And like, I just always remember, like, I love that name, Finny. I don't know. Anyway, random, but
that's cute. I mean, hey, no one can judge where you get your kids' names from, I mean, we got Claire's name from a book because in the original Nutcracker story, the girl's name is Clara. Now I've gotten so many different versions because it's just like I really love the Nutcracker. So every time I see a new book, I buy it, and like they keep changing her name to like Sarah and Josephine, and I'm like, hey, Miss Clara. This is her name, and I named my kid after this.
That's weird that they changed Clara. Name. That's odd. All right, so the next one I didn't watch this one either, is Avatar: The Last Airbender.
I was like starting to become a teenager when that came out, so I like kind of watched it because it was like kind of I guess it's anime. It's anime. Yeah, it's like a little bit of anime, and then I never saw the live action, but I've heard it was very poorly done. Like no one was happy with it.
I heard that too. I didn't see it, but yeah, I heard that. I just don't know why they feel the need to recreate things that are already fine. Like, just leave. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Because you're just gonna make everyone mad. Like they're redoing all the Disney movies. Like we watched The Lion King, and so first of all, I'd forgotten that I was gonna have to watch Mufasa die again, and so like I wasn't ready. So I was like in the theater, and I was like, oh crap! Like I'm about to like we like all blocked that out of our memory. Yeah, but like anyway, but then they picked John Oliver was the voice of Zazu, and he wasn't sing-songy enough. Like I was so disappointed. Like every time he would talk, I'd be like, "No, man, like you did not do this well." Like I'm sorry, but yeah. just anyway, but I don't know. If it ain't broke, don't fix it is the thing. But then
they've redone Spider-Man like 3 or 4 times already.
Yeah.
And I'm mad because I had a crush on the first Spider-Man, and then they brought out a new actor, a new one. Yeah, I know he's nerdy. I think that's why I liked him so much.
No, I liked him too. Yeah, I loved those movies, and they did like a whole like trilogy with him, and it was great, and I loved them. So then I was like, why do you have to remake it with the new? Like we already have Spider. Like I don't know. Yeah. But I mean, I think that what's his name? The new one. I don't like. Every time
the kid. Okay, yeah, he's cute. Is it Tom Holland?
Yes.
I like him. It's not his fault, you know. But
I do think that he does a good job, though. Like I watched Spider-Man Homecoming or whatever, and I think he does a good job. But like the guy in the middle, like I don't even know his name, but like that movie,
with the hair.
Yeah. The guy with
the hair that just goes up.
Yeah, like I guess he did okay, but like that movie I just completely forgot about because I was like, I wasn't interested. And plus it wasn't Spider-Man, it was The Amazing Spider-Man, which I guess is what the comic books are called or something. But I don't know, that movie, I just, it's forgettable, I guess. Anyway, so number 7 on this list is Curious George.
Okay. Do you remember Curious George with a tail or without a tail?
Without a tail.
Right. Because there's this big conspiracy theory that half of us are in an alternate timeline and we got bumped over to this timeline because half of the people on the internet remember Curious George with a tail, but he doesn't have a tail because he's not a monkey. He's a orangutan.
He's a chimpanzee, I think, correct?
Chimpanzee. Yeah, they don't have tails. I never remembered him with a tail, but people on YouTube just swear he had a tail. I'm like,
yeah,
no, dude, he had a tail.
Mandela effect is weird, man.
Yeah.
Like Oscar Mayer, like it's Oscar Mayer, like it's Mayer, but I'm like Meyer. And then like Paul was like, no, we said, and I had to look it up. I was like, what? And I sang the song to myself and I sang it wrong. And then I sang it again. I was like, oh my God. But anyway,
there's something wrong.
Weird stuff. But okay, so number 8 is Magic School Bus.
Yes. Oh, I love that. Okay. I want to be a combination of Miss Frizzle, Mary Poppins, and Mr. Rogers. And maybe a little bit of Bob Ross thrown in there. If I can like morph all of those people and like pop it out of the oven and it's me, like I will have arrived.
Oh my God.
A little bit quirky, so cool. But you're like cool, but you're like calming at the same time. Like I'm trying to master how to be quirky because I'm very quirky in the classroom, but also like calm and like it's weird. It's two personalities. These kids probably think I'm a wacko, but she's cool and I love her outfits. Oh.
Yes. Oh my God. And that like iguana that she's got. All right. And then we have Arthur.
Mm-hmm. So, I remember him. He doesn't look like an aardvark though.
No.
He doesn't have the nose.
No. Yeah. I never knew what animal he was supposed to be. Like I didn't know. Like I didn't know he's supposed to be an aardvark. Like I was just like, oh, he's just some weird animal.
Like a bear or something.
Yeah. He's like a bear and a dog. A bear dog. He's a bog.
Yeah.
But yeah. So something else about Arthur. Arthur is his little sister, or like there's like a baby in it, right? I haven't
there's
seen
DW.
Yeah. The sister.
Yeah, there's a baby.
And so in the Arthur that I remember that I watched, the baby couldn't talk. Right.
I think it was just like babbling.
Yeah. And then I saw a recent episode where like the baby was talking and I was like, what? What is happening? No. Like, this is wrong. Like, I don't know. It's funny when they like change shows because I'm like, either make a new show or don't change it. I mean, it goes back to like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Right. Like babies aren't supposed to be able to talk. Like, let's not make parents everywhere like, why doesn't my baby talk? Blah, blah, blah. Because then, anxiety and whatever. But all right. So number 10 is Blue's Clues.
Yeah. Okay. I only got to watch Blue's Clues when I was at my grandma's house. I can't remember why we couldn't get it in Canada, but we couldn't. But when I would go visit grandma, Blue's Clues.
Oh my God. I love that show. The original Steve.
Yeah. So good.
So like now it's like not even called Blue's Clues anymore. It's like Blue's Clues and Friends or Blue's Clues and Me or Blue's Clues and You, I think, or whatever. I mean, I guess it's okay, but like, I don't know. It's just not the same thing, right? Like,
Right.
It's not the same. And like the songs are different. He sings them differently. And so I'm like, it's not supposed to sound like that. What are you doing? You're like ruining my childhood, but so we have the Pluto app. It's like a free thing where they play, free episodes of old shows. But I mean, you get what you pay for because they'll play the same 3 episodes of every show all the time. But anyway, so it got annoying fast. But yeah, we watched Blue's Clues on that and Lily liked it. Anyway, I don't know. Yeah, so those are the top 10 of all time according to fans. So I agree with some of them, and then some of these I just haven't seen. But when I was a kid, I watched Barney.
Yes.
Was all about Barney. I liked Barney way after he was like cool. Like when I was like too old to still like Barney, like I would like secretly like we had a VHS tape of Barney, but it was like a stage production. And they didn't just do like Barney was there, but they would sing a bunch of other kids' songs and stuff. That was like my favorite movie when I was a little kid. And I remember I have a memory of me walking into my house. I was old enough to like make memories. And I hadn't watched Barney in a really long time because I was like too old for that or whatever. But then I walked into my mom's house and I was like, hey, do we still have that Barney movie? And my mom was like, maybe. And I was like, I kind of want to watch it. And then I was embarrassed and my mom was like looking at me like I was like weird. And I was like, just shut up, okay? just
let me have this.
Yeah, let me be myself. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
But they have it. I saw it. They like brought it back or what? Or there's like I think not on Netflix. I don't know what streaming service it is, but I saw the other day it was like Barney, and you can just like watch all of them. And so I might have to introduce Lily to Barney.
Yes. Yeah.
Because I'm like, this is Mommy's favorite show.
I went down memory lane because I drank too late in the day, so then I was like middle of the night and I still couldn't sleep. And so I'm laying there and I'm like, I'm going to watch Sailor Moon because I used to watch her all the time. I'm watching this. Yeah. And I'm like, this storyline is so stupid. And how is she doing all this in heels? But at the same time, I was like reliving childhood memories. And like, oh yeah, she was so cool. And like, she had all these powers and her scepter. And this girl got pink hair. And I'm like, I hope my husband doesn't wake up and turn over because I would be kind of embarrassed. It's like, what are you watching?
Why are you watching that? All right. So I watched Roly Poly Oly. Do you remember that show?
I vaguely remember it.
Like
it was
robots.
And they were like round.
Yeah. So
he was yellow.
Yeah. So there's a meme that like people like don't think that Roly Poly actually existed because like people just they have distant memories, but like they don't really remember. And so people are like, man, did that show exist? But I found it like recently.
So it does exist.
Yeah, it does exist. And I watched it with Lily and she liked the songs at the beginning and I was like jamming, like, yeah. But then she got bored and I was like, this show is so good. Like, why don't you like what I like, But anyway, so Roly Poly Oly does exist. I saw it, it does exist. Mm-hmm. So we do remember correctly. We did watch that. It was good.
Yeah, it's been confirmed.
Yeah. And then I guess along with that, like, I guess there's a show. Do you remember the show PB&J Otters?
Oh, okay. Weren't they? They were like, it was a cartoon.
Otters. Yeah.
And they would do a noodle dance. Yeah. Or is this a different?
Yes.
Okay. I was like, oh no, what if this is?
There's a purple one and a brown one, and then I don't know what color the other one was, but it was 3 sibling otters, and they would do stuff. And that's all I remember, but I loved that show. I watched all of them. It came after Roly Poly Oly on TV, so I would just like watch TV for hours, and then all my shows would come on at the same time.
Did you watch the Flintstones?
Yes. Yes, I did.
Right after lunch, there would be the news, and then like the newscasters knew that the Flintstones would come on next. So at the end, when they would wrap up all the stories, they go, and now the Flintstones. And that was so cool that the news guy knew that I was going to watch Flintstones. And I loved it when like they would be running or driving. The background would be the same tree that would like fly by, the same like stone, the same little lizard.
I want to get to the next segment here and talk about what our kids watch, but the last few that I watched were Wild Thornberries, I wanted to be Elijah so bad. I wanted to talk to animals. Like, that was like, I was like, man, if I could have any superpower, I would talk to animals like her. Like, where is this mystical man needs to come into my life and bless me or whatever he did with the staff. Anyway, but yeah, I loved that show. And I don't know. I thought that her sister, who like hated everything, like when I was a kid, I thought that that's, you know, oh yeah, like she's so cool. She like doesn't give a crap about anything. Like I wanted to like then grow up to be her sister, but now I'm like, no, that's just weird, and teenager angst is, you know, I don't want it. But yeah, I don't know. I just really liked that show. And then they made a movie where Eliza like goes to boarding school. I actually, when in college, I lived with my best friend for a year, and that was back when Netflix would send you DVDs, because that was a thing, Kids nowadays will never know, but you know, you used to be able to get actual DVDs from Netflix. So we got them.
And if they were scratched, you'd be like all bummed because you're like, yeah, we're going to watch a movie. And then it would stop maybe 20 minutes in and you're like, oh, come on.
Because they send the DVDs in these crappy, like thin envelopes. Like, of course they're going to get scratched and stuff, you know, but we watched the movie and in college, it was still good. And then Madeline. I loved Madeline.
Is this the one, the little girl who lived in France?
Yeah.
Madeline? Yeah. Some of the books, the older books, like the originals, like they're little, how do I say this? There's not like super, like they just like say things that aren't like culturally appropriate anymore, but the cartoon was made like way later,
age well,
you know? Yeah, it just didn't age well, which is some older vintage books just didn't. But I mean, I still enjoy like the artwork, and I enjoy like the overall idea of what they were trying. Yeah. The storyline, like I get where they were going. Yeah. And sometimes when I'm reading them to kids, I try and like switch up a word or two, but it still has to rhyme, which is hard. You know.
That's impressive that you can do that on the fly.
Well, because sometimes I don't remember until I'm in it, and I'm like, oh crap, I'm not going to say this word because I don't want them all going home and saying whatever the word is. You know, so I have to like, silly. We're going to spell it in with silly, and it doesn't rhyme, and that's okay because you're kindergartners and you don't know that.
All right. So I guess we're going to take a little break, but when we get back, we will talk about what our kids watch and what we also watch with our kids.
The Imperfect Moms Club is brought to you by...
Look at that, huh? So they just magically showed up. I mean, literally, I just opened the door and they were there.
I ordered them, honey.
Oh.
We are very happy with our new Casper.
The Comfort is like a Lucius cloud, one of the softer clouds. But it's also a firm cloud, like a Aratio cloud. Always want to be a weatherman. Guess who I am?
It's the most exciting thing that's happened in our bedroom in a long time. A long time. Right? I was on the fence about changing from a manual to an electric toothbrush, but my hygienist said going electric could lead to way cleaner teeth. She said get the one inspired by dentists, with the round brush head.
Go pro with Oral-B. Oral-B's gentle rounded brush head removes more plaque along the gum line for cleaner teeth and healthier gums. And unlike Sonicare, Oral-B is the first electric toothbrush brand accepted by the ADA for its effectiveness and safety.
What an amazing clean. I'll only use an Oral-B.
Oral-B. Brush like a pro.
This is the Imperfect Moms Club on PEN. Get in touch with the show through the PEN listener hotline at 833-PODS-NET. That's 833-763-7638.
Here we are. We're back talking about what our kids watch. So, Brittany, what are your kids' favorite shows?
So my girls used to be into Peppa Pig, and I liked that because the episodes were only like 5 minutes long. Mm-hmm. So it was really easy to say, okay, you can watch 1 or 2 episodes and then we're going to bed, or, you know, 1 or 2 episodes, then we're going to go to the grocery store. So that was really easy because they were really short. Mm-hmm. I liked those. And then my daughter developed an accent for random words. Like she would have a very American accent, and then she would say, Mommy, can we go outside and put on my swimming costume? I'm like, oh my word, can we go play with some bubble mix? It was random words dropped in there would be Peppa Pig.
So funny.
Yeah. And then, so right now, Gabby's Dollhouse. They love that. So it starts off with like a real girl, but then she like turns herself into like a doll, and she she goes in her dollhouse and plays with all these cats. She's like the crazy cat lady, but it's cool right now. And like she'll sing songs, and she has like a cat who looks like a cupcake, and my kids love that. And yeah, so and they're also into this new show. I don't know what it's called. It's like an anime for kids, and it's these 3 girls, and they're like superheroes, but they're like rock stars, and they're trying to like save the crystals. Like, I don't know what's going on. I just know that they sing the exact same song at the end of every episode, because these girls are rock stars. So at the end they have to go on stage, and they like, it's literally the exact same song, and literally like it's one voice actress doing all 3 parts. I'm like, just wait, why don't you just have the girls sing the song? Like, that's part of the storyline, right? Like, because it's really bothering me. My kids don't care, but I care.
Yeah. You notice that stuff as like an adult. You're like, hey, wait a minute. What else do they watch right now?
Oh, they watch a lot of Wish and Poof. Have you heard this?
No.
It's on Amazon Prime. Oh, I hate it. I hate it so much. So it's an animation, and it's this girl who's, I don't know, maybe in kindergarten, and she is like this fairy, and her mom is a fairy, but her dad and her brother aren't. And I don't understand the rules. I'm like, okay, so like, are boys just not fairies, or like, I don't understand. So she goes around, and they're trying to teach kids like life lessons and stuff, like eat healthy, and like it's okay to take a nap, and that helps you grow and whatever. But I hate it because like while she's doing the show, she has a little kid voice, and then she always has a song that she sings, and it's obviously like a 35-year-old woman. And I hate it because it's this little kid. And I'm like, who is singing this? Like,
they have kids that can sing really well. Like, just get a kid that can sing. Like, you have like a bunch of money for this show. Like, just find a kid that can sing. I don't know. Anyway, that's weird. Like I'd be that's off-putting. I'd be like, whoa, she like grew up a couple decades. Okay. Like,
yeah.
So Lily's favorite show right now is Puppy Dog Pals.
With the pugs.
Yes. So she loved that show so much. I think we've seen the entire series probably 10 or 12 times, like all the way through. There's 4 seasons. She's always like, pals, pals, pals. She started kind of like she started watching more stuff, but yeah, Puppy Dog Pals is her very, very favorite one. Like, that's just, she's a woman of habit, I guess. Like, she's a girl of habit. She loves Puppy Dog Pals. Then we have Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, which I actually really liked. I don't mind watching that one because it's fun, and it like teaches her stuff, and it's Mickey, and I love Mickey Mouse. You know, you can't go wrong.
He's a classic.
Yeah. And then there's one called Mira Royal Detective.
I haven't heard that, but I'm going to write that down.
It's awesome. It's great. They're like in India, and then like Mira, she's a royal detective, so she like solves like cases for the queen. And
cool.
Yeah. And it's
again, that's another way to get my kids into true crime. When they're older, we can like watch shows together.
It's awesome, but like Lily loves the music. So the music is very like cultural too. So it's like awesome. The music is great. And then so she's always dancing, and like I'm dancing, like we're just jamming out in the living room to this show. And then so those are like her 3 main ones. And then she actually recently started watching Peppa Pig. I like put it on for her, and I like it because like the app that it's on, Paramount Plus, like it'll just play the next one, because Disney Plus doesn't for whatever reason, and so I always have to like remember to have the remote so I can click on it. But Peppa Pig just keeps going, and they're 5-minute episodes, so like, you know, you can't even tell like when anyone starts because it's just like hours of Peppa Pig. But yeah, she calls it Piggies.
Piggies.
She's like, Piggies. Yeah. And then I guess Paw Patrol, because it has puppies.
Oh, like yes, Paw Patrol.
She calls it Paw Trolls.
Paw Trolls. I just love that the mayor in Paw Patrol has a chicken. Yeah. Like, because I have chickens, and she like carries her chicken around in her purse, and I'm like, I don't know if I'd do that, because about every 5 minutes that chicken's gonna poop. So I don't know if I do that, mayor, whatever her face is.
Yeah, people have a problem with Paw Patrol. because I guess they're like police or whatever, and like people have a problem with it. But I don't know. I think it's a fine show for her to watch, because it's not like she's just watching it because it's puppies. So it's like puppies doing stuff, like she's not. But yeah, she calls it paw trolls. So before when I was getting ready for this episode, I was writing notes. I heard like out there, because I'm always paying attention, right? Like I'm doing something else, but I'm constantly paying attention to my kid. So she was like, paw trolls. And Paul was like, I don't know what you're saying. And so I got up and I like ran to the other room and I was like, she wants to watch Paw Patrol. And
yeah.
Like, I like how you were paying attention enough. And I was like, I'm always paying attention, dude. Like it's
yeah. Because I'll be downstairs working on something and I'll hear Molly and she's still working on her enunciation. And she'll be asking for something. And Mike's like, what? And I'll go to the stairs and I'll yell. I'm like, she wants a juice box and a granola bar or whatever it is that she wants. It's like, how'd you understand that? I'm like, well, first of all, I'm around her all, and I just know.
Yeah, but he thought that was pretty funny. Are there any other shows that your kid watches or?
I mean, they love all the Disney stuff. So we've seen Frozen so many times.
I'm waiting on that. Lily does not know that Frozen exists because I'm not ready. No, just push it as long as you can, because once they fall into it, it never ends. Every single birthday party, she wants Elsa. Every outfit needs to have some kind of Elsa element on it, like everything. Elsa, so we have chickens. I'm like, okay, well, let's name our chickens. Well, this one's Elsa. Okay, great. Well, how about this one? Elsa. Like, no. We already named her. We can't have two. And then this one's baby Elsa. Yeah. Every stuffed animal is Elsa. And it's just, I'm over it. Yeah, I knew that one going in. I was like, I'm going to wait on Frozen. Like, I'm going to wait. Like, I mean, the movies are okay to watch like every once in a while, but I'm not going to watch that over and over. Like, there's no, So I was ready for that one. There are other things that I wasn't ready for, but that was one thing that I was like, yeah, she's going to be a little older before we get into that. So I guess, so she also watched Lily watches Daniel Tiger's Neighborhood too.
Yes. Oh, that's so good, because that's like, so Mr. Rogers, I don't know how long his show went on for. So good. I loved Mr. Rogers. Yeah. My kids used to watch a lot of Mr. Rogers. And then he passed away and they wanted to keep the show going, but obviously you can't just replace Mr. Rogers. You can't replace him. He's Fred Rogers.
Yeah.
So that's when they came up with Daniel Tiger. And there's a lot of like elements that are from the original Mr. Rogers. Like if you know what to look for, a lot of the characters have the same names, and like the clock tower and all this stuff. And I love it. I love it so much.
So I feel really stupid, but I didn't realize that it was actually supposed to be Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood until one day I was like, they just ripped off Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
Why aren't they getting sued? It has the same font and everything.
I was like, what the hell, man? Like, why are they like ripping him off? Like, And then I looked it up and I was like, oh.
Oh, yeah. Do they have like a trolley? Like, what the heck?
Yeah, I was like, what? Like, and the song is the song like really pissed me off, because I was like, this is the same song. It's the same song. I was so mad. And Paul was like, Lisa, I'm pretty sure they did that on purpose. And I looked it up and I was like, oh, I'm like really dumb. I'm okay. It's okay.
If you ever want a good cry, you go on YouTube and look up Fred Rogers speaking at any commencement, like any kind of college graduation. He's done a few of them, and he gets up there and he just like makes you want to cry, because he makes you remember all the people who helped you get to where you are, and he makes you feel so special and like you can do anything. And I'm just like, I want to hug you. You're so cool.
So let's get into our next segment. After a short break, we'll come back with some questions. So I have a lot of questions about these kids' shows. So anyway, be right back.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
Crest Gum and Sensitivity turns your emotion to
You like your drinks nice and cold, but the sensitive teeth thing is getting old. Time to say goodbye to the pain, because having sensitive teeth is just so lame.
Crest Gum and Sensitivity turns your emotion to
80% of sensitivity starts at the gum line. Treat it at the source with Crest Gum and Sensitivity. Crest. Healthy, beautiful smiles for life.
Imagine a world where potty training is fun, fast, and easy.
Only pull-ups have Disney graphics that fade when wet to teach big kids to stay dry. So they're motivated to keep the music going.
I'm a big kid now.
No matter what all the baby experts say, the perfect way to care for your baby is your own way. And that inspired our Perfect diaper to be the softest ever with plant-based materials. Huggy special delivery.
Enjoying this show? Be sure to check out all the shows across the Podcast Entertainment Network, where there's a show for every interest. Visit www.podcastentertainment.com to browse through the full collection of shows. And now, back to the Imperfect Moms Club on the Podcast Entertainment Network.
We are back, and we're going to talk about questions because these kids' shows, I mean, plot holes aplenty, man. And they have plot holes, and then like things don't make sense. And I have burning questions. So my top question is PJ Masks. If you've seen that show, the thing is, they go into the night to save the day. But when do they sleep? When do they sleep?
Exactly.
When do they sleep? Like, I mean, they should make an episode of like just them sleeping because they need to like make up for. They're kids. Like, kids need sleep. I mean,
and there's no one else around. Like, they're running around town, and there'll be like a giant machine that rolled, and it's destroying the city, and like no one else is up. Like, there's no police officers. Like, no parents are like, "What's that noise outside?" Like, nobody. Okay.
Oh my God. So I'm just like, like, when do they sleep? Like, at nighttime they fight crime, and then they're in school, and I'm like, how are they functioning? Anyway, I don't understand, but like I can talk about this all day. I don't know. But okay, so Puppy Dog Pals, you've seen it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's the robot Arf, right? And he can talk to the puppies, and then he can talk to Bob. Why does he not translate what the puppies are saying to Bob? Why? Just why?
Yeah.
Like, is it because Bob's head would explode if he realized that his puppies could talk? Like, I mean, what? Why? Just why? Just why? That's it.
My favorite character in that show is the cat, because she's always just like rolling her eyes, and she's like, I just want to take a nap. And I'm like, I am her. That's who I am.
So speaking of hissy, like, they really don't have very many hissy centered episodes. And like, hashtag justice for hissy is what I'm going to say, because I'm just like, man, I get that she's a cat, okay? And I get the show is called Puppy Dog Pals, but like, she's great too. And like, they had that episode where she goes to like the spa or whatever. Like, they had that episode, but yeah, most of the episodes, they just like ignore her. She has like one line. So hashtag justice for hissy. I'm going to start it. Start a hashtag.
Yes, yeah. It'll be a thing.
Yeah.
And then when they try and trace it back to who started it, it'll be us. And we're demanding justice for this cat.
Yeah, seriously. Also, she's purple, which is awesome. I don't know why they decided to make most of the animals a normal color, and then like Cupcake is purple and Hissy is purple. Like, I'm just like, you're either gonna make animals be whatever color, or you're gonna make them like normal, natural colors. Like, anyway. Another burning question about Puppy Dog Pals. I have a lot of Puppy Dog Pals questions because we watch it all the time. And so I'm always like, questions. So how are they able to get around the world on an airplane in less than a day? So at least like make them like fly super fast, because sometimes they do fly to places, but like they ride coach on airplanes, like in like what? How are they able to, like, you know? I don't understand. Like, they go to China on a plane and they get home before Bob's back from work. I don't
just like packing your bags, getting to the airport, going through check-in, and then security, and then whoops, they switched your gate, you know?
Yeah, and like they're going to China. It's not like they're going like the next state over. Like, it's like a 24-hour. So I don't understand. I'm like, you know, you wanted to make this realistic, but then you also want to make this like fantastic or whatever. Like, you can't do both. Like, pick one.
Right.
Pick one. But anyway, I guess
I think that's why my kids don't understand that, like, I can't just like take them to Disney tomorrow, because I'm in Maine. Okay. Disney is far, far, far away. And they keep seeing all these Disney commercials because Disney's reopened now. And they're like, hey, come back and visit. We have all these precautions and whatever. And so my girls are like, can you take us after nap? And I'm like, no, I can't just take you after nap. Like, well, we can just fly there. I'm like, honey, it's like a big deal.
Yeah,
and I'm like one day I will take
kids. Like because then we're going to take them on a trip on an airplane and they're going to be like, why am I waiting in this long ass line? And then I'm going to have to tell Lily, like, because this isn't Puppy Dog Pals. Okay. This is a real airport and real airports suck a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know. So another Puppy Dog Pals one, all of mine are Puppy Dog Pals, like all of them. So I'm sorry guys, but why does Bob include all of those gadgets in his dog's collars? Like, does he really think that they're going to use any of them? Like, does he think that, oh yeah, my puppies are going to use a jetpack? Cool. Like this UFO looking apparatus, like, yeah, they're going to fly around like aliens. Like, sure. Grappling hooks, like freaking grappling hooks.
Yeah.
I mean, they need all these things for their missions, but like Bob, I mean, unless Bob knows, because sometimes I feel like Bob knows, because like he'll he'll lay it on a little thick when he's sad about something. Like he's like, oh no, this thing is so far away. Oh no, I'm never, like he definitely knows like, oh yeah, my dogs are gonna like get their strap on their jetpacks and like go get this thing. Like my life can't go on unless I have this signed baseball back, or whatever. Yeah. I'm like,
he's playing dumb.
Yeah. He's playing.
Yeah. I do that with my husband every now and then because I hope he doesn't listen to this episode. So I'm getting better and better with power tools, and I can find a stud and I can hang a shelf, but now I know how to make it level. And just every now and then I don't feel like it, and I'm like, oh man, I wish. Hey, do you know how do I find a stud place? So dumb. And he just gets frustrated and he's like, oh, I'll just do it. And I'm like, are you sure? I really don't want to bother you. No, just let me do it. I'm like, oh, okay, thanks.
That's funny. Yeah. Oh my God. Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, I'll play dumb.
I should do that. How do I change a diaper?
Does it go on their head? No. Like, how do straps work? Where's the stapler? I need a stapler.
Okay, so my last question that I have for you guys. Do the puppies ever get tired of never getting credit for saving Bob's day?
Oh, I would definitely get tired of it. I'd be like, listen, bud. I would find a way. I would get some lipstick and write on the mirror. I would find a way.
They need to make an episode where the puppies are like, bruh, for real? Like, I mean, for real. Like, because, I think, the episodes make you feel like the puppies, like, think that that Bob understands them. And so that's why you, like, hear them talking and then you hear them barking. But, like, he clearly doesn't, because then he says something like, oh, well, obviously this other thing happened. And so the puppies are probably like, dude, that was me. I did that because I love you so much. And this is another thing, like, Arf should just translate and be like, no, it was your puppies, but Bob's brain would explode. So, yeah, they need to make, like, a Puppy Dog Pals movie where, like, they just tie up all these loose ends for me. Like, I'm really serious. Like, Disney, take a note. Like, I will help you with the script if you like. Okay. Just, I need this movie to be made because I have questions that need to be answered. Right.
Yeah. I have 3 questions. Okay. First of all, where are all of the parents? Because in half of these cartoons, the little character is running around. They're living in their own house. They're going all over the world. They're going on planes. They're going on boats. They're going underwater with scuba gear. And I'm like, where is your mother? Like, where is she? We used to watch this show a lot called Sarah and Duck, and it was so cute and just very calm. I really enjoyed how calm it was and just very, I don't know, it just made you feel good. But she's running around town and doing all these things. I'm like, where's your dad? Like, where's your mom? Like, does no one check on you? Like, do I need to call CPS? Like, seriously, this does not seem... Like, you have a duck in your house. Like, does your mom know you have a duck in your house?
If I walked in on Lily and she had a duck in her room, I'd be like, where the F did this duck come from? Like, why is, I don't want it in my house. I mean, I definitely have a duck in my house, but
I have walked in with my daughter having a chicken in her room, and I'm like, okay, no. Like, she'll bring him in and she puts him on her bed and she closes the door. And then she'll like talk to it and show it her toys. And the chicken is freaking out because it's like, what? There's so many colors in her room. This poor chicken is only used to seeing like grass.
Oh my God.
It's like, what? Because it's rainbow in her room.
On the bed or something.
Yeah, and I'm like, she's gonna poop, and then who's gonna have to clean that? Me. And washing a duvet is the worst. It is.
Yeah, I agree. I had to wash 2 the other day. 2. It took me all day.
Yeah, and then they never dry right, and then you're just like, forget it, and you put it back on the bed, and kind of like wet. And so,
mom life, gotta love it.
Yeah. Okay, I saw this question a lot on the internet, so I know I'm not the only one. How come Daniel Tiger wears pajama pants to bed, but when he goes to school, he just wears sneakers and a sweater?
That's interesting. I actually didn't notice that. Yeah, that doesn't.
Now you can't unsee it.
Like he can wear pants to bed, but not to school. Like if the creators of the show have him wearing pants at all, they should just wear pants the whole time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't make what?
You can animate pants. It's just legs, but make them a different color.
Yeah, like what? Okay, you just blew my mind. Now I'm gonna watch it and be like, what the hell?
Yeah, and now you're gonna notice in every children's cartoon when they're not wearing pants. Because okay, I understand Winnie the Pooh, he's like a classic, but he doesn't wear pants, and neither does Donald Duck.
Yeah,
Mickey Mouse at least has, and Mickey Mouse has shorts on, so
that's a head scratcher for sure. I don't understand. I will know. I'm gonna like text you later and be like, oh my God.
Or like if they go swimming, he'll probably put like swimming trunks on. So I don't know. I don't understand.
It's weird. Like again, it's like the inconsistency that kills me with these shows. Like I'm like, if you're gonna do it this way, just do it that way all the time. Like don't switch it up on me, because my kid is too young to like logically understand what's happening. But me as the adult that's forced to watch this all day, I have questions.
Yeah. We end up watching everything together. Like even if I'm not sitting on the couch watching it, I'm just right in the next room, or I'm sitting on the floor folding laundry. Like I have to endure this as well, which is why I appreciate Pixar throwing in little jokes here and there for the grown-ups throughout their
Toy Story. God, I love when they throw in jokes that adults can understand. I love it.
Yeah, I love that, because I'm like, I have to sit here for an hour. Like,
like they definitely understand that like parents watch it too. Yeah, it's really cool when they do that. Yeah, I love, I always laugh, and even if it's like a dad joke, I love dad jokes, so I'm like all about it. I'll tell Paul, and he's like, okay, and I'm like, that was hilarious. Like that was that joke for me.
I'm a very silly person, and I have just a very silly form of humor, and my husband is so intellectual, and so he just like looks at me like almost like I'm a little kindergartner when I try and make a joke, and he's like, oh, that's just like so immature. And then he'll try and make jokes, but they're like way up my head. And because he's also a history guy, and I remember they were sitting in the car, we were driving somewhere, and we had some other history guy with us, and these two were just nerding out. And they're laughing, and they're like, and it's funny because the Vikings didn't even have access to iron metal yet. And I'm like, what is going on? Like, I'm so confused.
Oh my God. So no lie. I'd like to hang out with them, because I'm a history buff. So like I probably appreciate it. But I understand that being a little
like what? Every now and then, if I know something historical that he doesn't know, I just feel like the coolest person ever. Like if I can tell him something that he didn't know, and he's like, no way. I'm like, look it up. And he looks it up, and I'm right. Boom. Yes.
That's awesome.
3 points to Brittany.
You get a medal.
All right. So I want my trophy. Give me your degree. You lost it. It's mine now, because I knew something that you didn't know. All right. My last question, and I already kind of like touched on it, but okay. So like you take Sailor Moon, or these other female heroes who go on and they like defeat evil, and they're fighting the forces of darkness. How come they're always wearing mini skirts with like 6-inch heels? And here's the biggest one. Their hair is always like down and flowy.
Oh my God.
Because like I can't even put the dishwasher. I can't even fill the dishwasher with my hair down. I can't. It just
anything with my hair down. Like I don't even know why I have long hair. Like I should just like shave it all off, which I would never do because I like my long hair. But like it's never down ever. Like ever. Like when I go on a date with my husband, like I'll wear it down, but like that's a rarity. even more now that we have 2 kids. Like my hair is just always like looking a mess and it's in a messy bun. And yeah, I can't concentrate when any hair is on my face, like at all. Like I just can't do it. I can't do it because that's all I'm thinking about is like, oh, something's touching my face right now. And then you get sweaty, and then like my hair is so like thick,
and like sticks.
Yeah, and so it sticks. Oh my god, it drives me nuts.
No, I can't. Like if you ever watch girls play soccer or basketball or tennis, their hair is always up. It's in a ponytail because you cannot run and see what you're doing and dribble a ball with your hair in your face. You can't see anything. So like I am all for female heroes. Like, yes, girls can do anything, more power to you. But can we please make this realistic? Like give her a ponytail, please.
And flats or sneakers.
Yeah, like she needs some grip. Like she needs some like soccer cleats. Like she's trying to like, brace herself for battle.
In the ground. Those heels are gonna stick in the ground. I was at a wedding and I wasn't drunk yet. Okay, I promise. But we were outside and it was like, like the grass. And I was like running to go like get something. And my heel stuck and I like flipped over onto my back. Like I was just on the ground and I was like, okay, like why am I wearing heels? Like I wanted to like break the heels off because I was like, that was awful.
Yeah.
Like flipped onto my back because like heels, don't wear heels. They sink into.
No, I never wear heels anymore. First of all, I'm tall, first of all. And I know like you always want what you don't have, but I wish I wasn't so tall. And I always hunch, which is not good because I'm embarrassed that I'm so tall. So I don't wear heels because of that. And then secondly, it's like I can't move. I can't run. I can't be ready in heels.
Yeah.
I just no.
And then you're always thinking about what you look like walking in heels. Like, is that just a me thing? But like, I'm always like super aware that I'm wearing heels. And so I'm like, I have to walk like this. I can't walk like I don't know what I'm doing. Like, it's like a thing that you have to concentrate on. So yeah, don't wear heels. I wear flats all the time. Like I'm just always like, it's just easier. And I'm all about like things being easy.
Yes. Comfortable. I remember I bought myself a pair of Crocs that had fuzzies, like it was lined with like fleece or something. And I always said Crocs were like the ugliest shoe. And like, you're going to get the worst tan lines on your feet by wearing Crocs. But then I got a pair for daycare and I'm like, these are glorious. Like it feels like I'm walking on a pillow and I love it. And I know they're ugly, but I don't care. And I don't know what ever happened to them, but comfort, so good.
Yeah, it's amazing how like you have ideas of like fashion and what you like and what you don't like, and then you become a parent and you're like a big t-shirt without a bra, cool. Like I'm just gonna wear what I wore to bed last night all day.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna shower and it's gonna be fine. So I've been watching some TikTok videos. You can waste like an entire day watching TikTok, but
hours.
I watched a video last night and there was this mom that was like, so at one point you're gonna get an oversized sweatshirt and then put it on and then like it'll never come off. And so I'm like, man, like that looks so comfortable. Like now I want to buy one and be like, I just want to live in this.
So funny story, it has nothing to do with cartoons, but it has to do with like the mom outfit. So I was going to be doing this Christmas event at our church, this big Christmas event. Like these women came from all over and it was decorations galore and all this fancy food. And like part of what I was supposed to do is everyone got assigned a table. If you were part of this event, you had to decorate your table and it was this big thing. So I was rushing around trying to get all this stuff done. And I just threw on my big Christmas sweater, but I didn't put a bra on, just running around my house. And I'm like, okay, I'll just remember to throw it on before I leave. And I spent the whole day wearing my Christmas sweater, getting stuff together. And I get to the event, everything's set up, lights, everything's beautiful. The guests come, welcome everyone. Yay, this is great. I sit at the table and I just kind of like put my elbow and I pushed up against my elbow and I realized I never put a bra on. And I was like, I just was mortified because I'm a little bit of a bigger girl. So it's a little more noticeable. And it wasn't that big of a sweater. Like it was a sweater, but you could still kind of tell. So for the rest of the night, I just kind of had my arms crossed.
Yeah, you do that.
And I would just
thing, and
I would just kind of like put my hand on my chin and hold my cup, just very strategically. And I was just mortified because it was supposed to be this big fancy event and I showed up with no bra.
Oh.
I don't think anyone knew. Except for the close friends I told, like we're like getting our shrimp and
yeah,
stuff.
I mean, people aren't going to be like staring at you like hard enough to notice things like that. But
no, I hope not.
But I mean, like internally, we're like, oh my God, everybody knows, you know?
Yeah, everyone can see.
All right. Well, I think that's good. We talked about cartoons. I got like I was able to vent all of my frustration because there's a lot of frustration that goes into puppy dog pals. I didn't realize how passionate I was about this frustration that I have, but I'm just like, I have these burning questions, like Disney, please answer them for me. I'm going to like write them like a letter or something and be like, this is my question, answer it, you know, anyway. But
Inquiring minds need to know. You need to know. Or like, you want answers? You want them now.
We'll go to Disney World and I'll see like a character and I'll be like, hey, or like I'll see like the ARF character and I'll be like, hey, you, like, why do you never?
Yeah.
And then like the dude in the costume is gonna be like,
and he'll have like a button. He'll push his button and then like security will come and get you.
And like they're not allowed to break character, so he'll have to like in like an ARF voice or like say like, oh my God, that would be
so great.
And that would make a really good story. But anyway, all right, well, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode all about cartoons. I like doing fun ones every once in a while, you know?
Yeah, because we talk about a lot of heavy stuff, but there's a lot of good things in life too, and you need to laugh, you know?
Yeah,
it makes life worth it.
Oh, did you see that we got our first hater?
Did we?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. So on Instagram, so I posted about tantrums, and it was the thing that you had, like the.
Oh, I think I did see that. Okay, let me find it.
Yeah.
Okay, special segment. We have a hater.
I mean, not to like put this on blast, but you know.
Oh, I will. Okay. Oh, I gotta find it now. Okay, hold on. And the editors will just speed this part up where I'm looking for it. Imperfect. I can't spell all of a sudden. Okay. Okay. So we posted this thing and it said, your big temper tantrum at the grocery store really helped me see your side of things, said no parent ever. It's a joke. Okay, yeah. It's supposed to be funny.
Yeah.
And then I wrote, type in the comments, my kid is throwing a tantrum because, and then you're supposed to hit the middle button that like predicts what you're supposed to say until you get a sentence. And it was supposed to be funny, like, haha.
Yeah.
Like, no, this person,
funny ones.
Where is it? Okay, it's from Jeremy. No, I won't say his name.
Don't say his name.
It's from so-and-so. Okay, well, I'll just say it's a guy, first of all.
Yeah,
and
so I didn't realize that when I read the comment. And then later I was like, you're not a mom.
I mean, maybe he's a dad. I can't really tell. Yeah, I think he might be. I don't know. I can't tell from his account if he's a dad or not. He says, ... They seem unsupported or incapable. We need to stop treating them like adults and expecting them to control, in quotation marks, their big emotions. Heck, we should probably stop expecting adults to do this much too. I'm like, okay, you know what, dude? I am a childcare professional. I've been doing this for a long time. I understand all of these things. We're talking about the moms and like just how you just got to throw your hands up and be like, what the heck?
Did you see my reply? Okay. I was like worried about my reply. I was like, I wanted to, I don't know. I tried to be like diplomatic and like, you know.
Right. Like, yeah, like I understand. Like if we're talking, yes, kids have very big feelings and you have to teach them how to handle their feelings. I understand.
What did
it's
I
also
say
funny.
again?
Like you got
Do you see my reply?
Emotions are difficult and I would never invalidate my daughter's feelings, but that's not what we're about here. But sometimes it's tough to deal with a toddler who's having these big emotions. If we can't find some humor in it somewhere, we'd all go mad. Yes, you have to laugh.
I mean,
you gotta laugh through it.
As a mom, sometimes you're not laughing, you're crying. And I mean like ugly crying, like it's hard. So like, you know, you gotta, anyway, like it was just supposed to be like light and funny, but so I don't know. I didn't take that as like, oh no, we have a hater, but I was like, look at us. Like we got our first yeah.
We need to frame it. I'll screenshot it and we'll frame it. It'll be like, when stores have like their first dollar that they
I was just about to say that. Yeah, they like frame their first dollar they make. Like we need to frame this like comment. Oh man, that's so funny.
It's like it was a little bit of humor, but it was also like validating and very relatable. Like any parent who read that was like, oh yeah, I totally know how you feel.
Yeah.
You get it.
I mean,
it was funny.
Obviously, we understand that our kids' feelings are valid. Like we're, obviously, like you're not a good parent if you're like, well, just blah blah. Like this doesn't mean anything. But you're just blah. Like that's not what we do here. That's not what we're about. We love our kids, and all of their feelings are valid. But sometimes when they're screaming their head off for 20 minutes because like they have the wrong cup in their hand, like you got to laugh about it, or else you just go nuts and run away, and that's not good for anybody. So anyway, I just wanted to bring that to attention because I thought it was pretty great.
Oh, okay. One more quick thing. So we announced on our Instagram that we are part of a big network, and that means a lot of things. So there's a lot that goes into that. Thing that we're going to get is we are going to get listener mail. So there's going to be an email account that you can write to, or you can call a special number and you can leave us a voice memo and we can play it on the show and we'll talk about it. So I'm so excited about that.
Yeah, that's like I'm so excited about this move now that we can like officially talk about it. This is actually our first official network episode. So they're going to release it and I'm just so excited. And so, I'm like really happy and oh my God, it's going to be so fun. And I hope this reaches like so many people and I hope this podcast helps people. And I have so many like dreams for this. It's like my baby, right? Like it's like our baby, like it's our podcast, it's our show, I don't know. I'm just really excited. Yay.
So it's very exciting. So they're gonna help us out and like help us do merch and help us reach more people so more moms can find us and again the listener mail. I'm just like the editing is huge because poor Lisa has been doing all the editing and you all know she's got a little baby at her.
And like I'm not a professional by any means at all, so sorry.
No,
I did my best. I don't know. But I was taking like 4 hours to edit like one episode for me. So it was like no time, especially with, now that we have Holly, like I have negative time now. So like I have like my days are shorter somehow. Like there's just less hours. I don't know how that works. It's like a weird science thing. But anyway, all right. Well, thank you guys so much for listening.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Want to get in touch with the show? Email us at imperfect@podcastentertainment.com. Thank you for listening to today's episode of the Imperfect Moms Club.